We have I've asked somebody who's an IT person to look at a e-commerce platform so that people can order online and pay online and then come in and just come to the counter and collect.
Okay, yeah.
So that it could speed up their time, which then can keep the line moving a lot faster. Because at lunchtime we get very crowded in Rosetta Street, and so sometimes it turns some people off because they don't have the time. You only have an hour for lunch. You know, one thing about fast food, when I was training with Popeyes in '85, 3 minutes. They said the standard was when the time a customer walks in the restaurant, in the door, they should be at their table out the door within 3 minutes. That was fast food. And at the drive-through window, 40 seconds.
That don't count now.
No, it doesn't, right? It doesn't. And a lot of that,
even when the store is empty.
but you know, I know. But you know, when I was with Popeyes in New Orleans in '85,
Oh, wow.
right, we would meet those targets because, and a lot of that is from preparation.
Yeah.
A lot of that is to ensure that you have product. You know, I went to a particular eatery the other night, and I said I had to wait 25 minutes for chicken, and I was like,
Oh, my goodness.
if chicken is your main item, why do I have to wait 25 minutes? And so I tell my cook and my staff, I said, I don't ever want my customers to say they have to wait for chicken to be cooked. Yeah. Because we understand this is our business. Our largest seller is the jerk chicken gyro, and our second largest seller is the jerk chicken salad. So we have to always make sure that we keep chicken rotating on that grill at all times, okay? And if I come in and you're sitting down on your phone and a customer, and I'm saying, well, why are they waiting? We're waiting on chicken. I'm gonna get a little bit upset.
Oh, boy.
Because the customers are the most important persons we have. So
absolutely.
those are ways that I'm looking to address the inflation component, right?
Okay.
I think that I'll be honest, I did look at a price increase, but what I would have to increase it based on the new cost of items to reach my target, my menu formula would be too much.
Wow.
You know, I would have to be looking at almost a $2 increase on my chicken. I'm not even going to put a 50-cent increase on it. I'm not going to do it. So, you know, I'm hopeful that some of the new duties that the government has now enacted on this new budget, chicken, for instance, they've dropped it by 20%, duty rate. So I should start to see a reduction in my chicken, because I'll give you an example. In June of last year, I was spending $67 for a 40-pound case of boneless chicken thighs. By July 1st, I was spending $167 for that same case of chicken. Right? And I adjusted. Now I did have
These
to
are
adjust.
special chickens.
No, I don't know what made it. I guess that's when the supply shortage started happening in the block,
My
right?
goodness.
And the supply chain. But it really increased.
Yeah.
You know, I tell a story. One day I went to one of the big food distributors, and on Friday I spent $120. They had a sale going on, right? And then I went back there on Monday, and it was $172 from Friday to Monday. So these are challenges that we're faced with, right?
Yeah.
But they're honest challenges that I like to tell people. You know, I don't want people to feel the wrong impression that it's all peaches and creams. Restaurant business is a tough industry. As we do know, 9 out of 10 restaurants fail. They fail for a number of reasons. One of the reasons I think that they fail is because people don't really understand, who get in the restaurant business, the true component of how the food operation works.
Yeah.
Okay? So what we are doing, what I have put in place, is a nice board of directors that is going, and they're from different. I have you know, finance, bankers, accountants, insurance, these type of people on my board. So people from different specters of the community, right, that are going to help drive Tropical Gyros forward. Excellent. You know, as we complete this race, because I think it's important for the investors to understand, have investor confidence in what we are trying to do.
Yeah.
I have the food component down packed.
Yeah.
Okay, the costing, the analyzing. I'm constantly looking at at ways to go, but now we're putting a team, and I'm going to be hiring a marketing team to really push our marketing efforts forward. You know, and so doing that is going to position us as we go through this expansion to really push forward.
Excellent.
I got to ask, since you mentioned it, is that something, because I know it's something they kind of require. What's the acronym you have? The business has to have...
The team that delivers magic.
Magic.
Yes,
right, magic.
Yeah.
Now, did you have that magic, or did you have to put that magic together?
No, I had a group of advisors that I've always tapped into. Okay, some of the people that that sit like my directors, couple of people in my directors, same individuals that we're talking about. And so while we didn't always sit and have a big meeting together as a board, I would call and, hey, guys, listen, this is what's happening, what do you suggest and stuff like that. So I had sort of a team of advisors in place that I've been using coming to them. We're now going to put it more structured. With Arawak X's help, we're going to put it more structured. And of course, now, the relationship doesn't end once the investment has been closed. It doesn't end because they are going to continuously, assist in trying to see it forward. Because, for them, it's also a feather in their cap to say, hey, look, we've helped another Bahamian company achieve its goals and achieve its vision and help them along their way. So let's continue to work with them. And I think the synergy of Bahamians working together, right, and bringing different expertises to the table is what can make us all successful. Too many times, people try to do it on their own and try to do everything on their own, and while, Winston alluded to it, hey, I understand food. Yes, I have a business degree and I have, a little understanding, but I understand food.
Yeah.
That's my forte. And I could eat, sleep, and drink the restaurant business, and everything about it. So the investors should have confidence, and now they can hear the confidence in the fact that I have a team of people working with me that are professionals in their fields that are then going to drive the business side of this.
Wonderful stuff. Kevin, remember when you set your marketing team up, remember radio marketing works?
Oh, yes.
Guardian
No, I
Radio,
understand.
it'll be a good partner for you. But we've got a lot of questions here, Brea and Winston, about from investors and potential investors. So people are asking, so what do I do? This person saying, I'm a previous investor. Do I have to submit all the documentation again? I think you said that already, but it was pretty long the first go round. I am unable to log into my account. So what do they do?
Okay, that's one of the changes, and what we've done is we've significantly simplified the process, and so when they've invested before, they're going to have to go through the investment as if they're a new investor again. But this time, the only thing they have to upload is their national insurance card and a driver's license or passport. So before it was a whole lot more, and it was a kind of an onerous process.
Right. So even the new people only have to do that?
Yeah, all persons have to do it now.
Yeah.
The other thing too is we've restructured our customer service team where we're a lot more proactive, and so it was interesting. Some persons who registered yesterday, we had the team call them yesterday afternoon because there was one or two nuances with their application. And they were like, but I just registered a few minutes ago. So we're trying to be a bit more proactive and provide a higher level of customer service as well.
Okay, so I think you answered the other question. Someone saying they can't find their login details, but so just go back through.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have to say that through this experience, you're going to find that if you log in today, you're going to see one thing. When you log in tomorrow, there's going to be some slight adjustments. We're constantly improving the system because now, one of the things we did in that 6-month period is we took over our own technology. So we're not using a outsourced technology any longer. We built our own platform. And so now we're tweaking it as we see and as the customers demand.
Exactly. So if any ideas, if they think it could be better for them, if the user experience can be improved, we want to know what those things could be because we can't see everything that investors will see or issuers will see, anyone coming to the website. So please give us that info.
All right, so we know that the couple of the previous companies had some issues and didn't meet their targets. So somebody's saying, I tried to invest and they're having a hard time getting their investment back. What do they need to do? How do they reach out to you all?
We have an email, invest@arawakx.com, that they can send all their complaints to. But if there may be a handful of persons from the previous ones that may still be outstanding. If any of those persons are still having issues, they can feel free to give me a call, 424-6517. And I'll
Say that
personally,
one more time.
424-6517. And I'll personally get it into the hands of somebody who can help them. And we've had a couple of instances like that, but we've dealt with all of them on an individual basis.
Okay, excellent. Kevin, this is for you. Pam is the best. She introduced her work family to Tropical Gyros, and I've been hooked ever since. Tell us again how we can get on board. All right, so that's good. That's like my next question would be: if you are interested in being a franchisee, what do you need to do? What should you do?
What you need to do is start putting a few dollars together, not much. I would throw the figure that I'd say, sit down with about $10,000. Okay, just have that ready to go. What we are doing, Dwight, is I looked at a lot of different franchises, having worked for both Popeyes and Burger King. Okay, and the model that I like is Chick-fil-A. Okay, what they go and do is they go and set up the unit, and they seek and interview franchise operators. Okay, and they have about 60,000 applicants every year, and then they choose an applicant they choose persons from that, and because you're part of a family, and the key component for them is they want the person to work in the business.
Okay.
Okay, they want the person to work in the business. So what I want to do is give people the opportunity who might be working on a job, making 30, 40,000 a year, if we can count them maybe in 50,000, to have the opportunity to operate in a Tropical Gyros franchise as a franchise operator, where they're going to be earning anywhere from 75 to 150,000 a year, based on revenues. They don't have to worry about setting up the business. We're going to do all of that.
Okay, so do they need to have the location, or
No,
we're
we're going to do all of that. We're going to set up the location.
the land,
yes.
the everything, all that stuff?
We're going to build everything out. We're
Okay.
going to do it out. We're going to set it up, and then they're going to come, and we're going to look. Okay, give me an example. Let's say we decide that we're going to, after Carmichael, Cable Beach. Okay, we will then go and set up a Cable Beach location. All right, and then we would put it out there to people who are interested. Look, we're ready to open up. We're ready to see provide an opportunity for a person to have a franchise. And in doing so, we would then interview people, take them through the process, and let them know. So what would happen is they would pay a percentage of their revenue towards leasing of the property, right? And then a small component on the profits towards royalties for the company. And then
But
their
they're
product-
responsible for hiring and all that
That's
stuff.
their business.
Okay.
It's their business, and they earn their salary. And then whatever profits they make, that's on them. And they buy the product from Tropical Gyros. And then so they are essentially their own boss. They own their own business without all the headaches of trying to find $60,000 to $100,000 to invest in a restaurant just to get it open, and then having another $30,000, $40,000 on hand for operating capital to carry them through the business. So right now they can walk in and get probably a Tropical Gyros franchise for $10,000, because for so many years, I wanted to be a restaurant owner. But it was tough finding the money. It was really tough. So if we're in a position with this, with moving forward with our goal and our plan, we can then provide that opportunity to Bahamian investors.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I just wanted to say now, don't let's get things confused. We need to get him that 850 first.
Right.
And he's absolutely right. Those things will happen. And so we'll be looking at that probably within 12 months because like I say, everything is in steps. So the first step for us, once the launch is closed, because the question was asked of me yesterday, is to get the production distribution center up and running. I can have that ready to go within 3 months because I've already done all the research. I already have the quotes for all the equipment and everything ready to go. All the people are doing waiting over there in Florida is for me to send the deposit, right? That's all they're waiting, right? So, and the question was also asked, well, what happens if the raise isn't successful? Because there's always that side of the coin. Am I still in a position to advance my plans? Yes, but at a slower pace.
Right.
Okay, and so I think the investors need to also understand that. So we're not coming to the crowd saying, hey, we can't move forward without your help. What we are saying as a company is we want to move forward with your help. It will be easier, and then everybody can then take a part of the success of what Tropical Gyros is trying to achieve as we become a global brand.
Yeah.
All right, and I think that's the key. I want everyone to think and say, "Wow, of a brand is going to go international."
Yeah.
And so, the Bahamas would now have a global brand, restaurant brand. We have a brand as far as tourism. People will start to see in the U.S. and in the Caribbean islands. Wow, this is a Bahamian-owned company. This is a Bahamian restaurant. This is a Bahamian brand. Wow, this is really good.
It's pretty cool.
And I think we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Chester and I were talking about this yesterday, actually, and we're saying, have you thought about it? Sauces, some of your sauces, marketing this, selling this.
Well, yes, I get people that come in now and they buy some sauces and dressings from me, right? I've been reluctant. I'll tell you why. I've been reluctant to do it on a mass scale because then people can say, well, shoot, I really love his dressing. I use it on my salad. So maybe I can just buy the dressing and nobody don't come in and buy the salad, right? So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You have to be careful that you don't oversaturate because what makes us unique is our sauces and seasonings. And if it becomes readily available to everybody, then we lose that mystique, so to speak. However, that being said, we are looking at once we get the production distribution center, so that we can ensure that everything is within, that we can create it for a long term, to be in shelf life.
Yeah.
We will be doing sort of single serving, sauces. We won't sell sauces in gallons because I don't want another restaurant taking it and buying it and using it in their company, right? So then they could open up, Tracy's Gyros or whatever. Sorry to anybody named Tracy. But so I have to be careful of that, right? And because the intellectual property, what separates Tropical Gyros outside of myself and the passion that I bring to it is the authenticity of our seasonings and our sauces. That's what separates us. That's what makes us different. And I remember a guy saying to me one time ago, a friend of mine in Canada, he says, well, you better watch out because an American company could come in and say, oh, I like that, and do a sort of a
reverse engineer or something.
Facsimile, messing up here, of what it is that you do, and call it whatever gyros. And then when you come to market, you're outplayed. So I have to be very careful of that component.
I'm shocked. We've gone almost an hour and we haven't talked about the full menu. How do we do that?
Sorry.
Let's talk about this.
So let me give you the menu right now. So what we have is the jerk chicken gyro and the jerk pork gyro. Those are the first two items I created. I then included a 3 cheeseburger gyro. So it's in the shape of a gyro. We just do the patty long, okay? We form it long. 3 cheeses we put on it with our sauces and everything. We have a grilled veggie gyro for those vegetarians, okay? We have a sweet fire shrimp gyro that's grilled. We have a barbecue salmon gyro. We have a coconut curry lamb gyro. With the lamb, it's been unavailable because I'm having a hard time sourcing the product that I was using. So I've been speaking to my supplier, and they're supposed to be bringing some in, but the lamb has gone through the roof. I can imagine. It's gone through the roof right now. But we are looking at, he said he's supposed to be getting some in because it's being grilled, some of the lamb that I buy outside of this place was very tough. And so, so that was a tough guy. So then we have the cracked conch gyro. Yeah. We have a cracked lobster gyro, and we have a cracked grouper gyro, right? Wow. And then we also have the bowls, which I mentioned earlier, and of course our salads. And on our salads, you can put any of the proteins, okay? And we're getting ready to introduce a ribeye steak gyro.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're getting ready to introduce that. Yeah. And I said ribeye steak because, I see a lot of people selling food and they say grilled steak, and I have to ask them, well, what's the cut of steak are you using? Yeah. Is it a flank steak? Is it a porterhouse? Is it ribeye? Is it New York strip? What is the? So I want people to know we're going to be doing a ribeye steak gyro.
Okay. This is very exciting. Mouth watering, right?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
All right. So Brea and Winston, one more time, tell folks on board, and if they're not on board, and if they really want to get with Tropical Gyro, what do they need to do right now?
So it's the same for everybody. So if you had invested in the past in any of the businesses that were listed on the platform, or if you're a new investor, it'll be the same for everybody. So you go to ArawakX.com, you click on Tropical Gyro, which is our only live offering at the moment, and you can read all about it. There's a bunch of information in there for everybody who's a really technical person. You can read the offering document, financial statements, past financial statements. You can get all the information you need to make a good investor decision. And from there, you would click on the Invest Now button. And you have to go through the process. Everybody's going through the process again. You sign up, you put your name, and you provide 2 IDs. So definitely your national insurance card, and then another form of government ID. So it can be your passport, driver's license are the first 2 that are coming to my head. But there's a list of them that you can provide. Yeah. And then you go through the process and you invest. Yeah. From there, you do have to, it is still bank transfer or SunCash are 2 options to transfer into a bank account, you are alerted throughout the way of your process as to which stage you're at. So you can constantly get updates, either email, or you can contact us at our call center.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, and as well as you go through the process, one of the things that we've done on the back end too is persons will be getting alerts via text messages of their activity on their accounts as well. So we plan to keep you engaged in the process throughout the entire process, as opposed to
Excellent.
you having to call us to find out what's going on.
Right.
And just $36 to get in. Right?
Exactly. 36 is the minimum amount, but then you can do any multiple of 9 after that, because
Okay.
each share is
Okay.
$9.
And as much as your pocket can bear. Right?
Remind us of the deadlines and the targets.
So the minimum raise is 320,000, but Mr. Culmer is going for 850,000 to get everything off the ground quickly. It's going to be listed for 90 days. So I believe that is
September the
September 9th. Yes, September 9th it closes. But based on what we're seeing so far, it is going quicker than we've experienced in the past. So if you want to get in, we would probably say to get in as soon as you can, to make sure you can be a part of the ownership structure of Tropical Gyros.
This is very, very exciting. Kevin, you can feel it, right? You're
Yes. It's been. I've had a perpetual smile on my
Yeah.
face, all day, and I just want to tell everybody, who's invested so far, thank you for putting confidence in us to protect your investment, and to all those potential investors out there, we look forward to you coming on board and being say that you're part of a family.
Yeah.
That an international brand, Bahamian brand, going global.
We are rooting for you. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Kevin Culmer. Thanks for being here, sharing your story. And we are really expecting wonderful things out of this. And Arawak X, always a pleasure talking with you guys. Thank you very much, Brea Deveaux and Winston Rolle. That's going to do it for us today. Chester, I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Always play.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Twice run. Have a great one. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green coming up next.